You are not who you think you are. And the moment that identity collapses, not in tragedy, but in truth, you begin to awaken. Have you ever had a moment where everything you believed about yourself simply crumbled? Not from failure or shame, but from clarity. Today, we're diving into one of the most misunderstood yet transformative spiritual thresholds: ego death. In nearly every mystical tradition, from Buddhism to Gnosticism, from psychedelic journeys to near-death experiences, there's a sacred fire we must walk through. That fire, the death of who we thought we were. This isn't about physical death. It's the death of the false I, the image, the story, the mask. And though it can be terrifying, ego death is not the end. It's only the beginning. The beginning of awakening, liberation, and the realization that you are far more than a name, or a history, or even your personality. Today, we'll explore what the ego really is, why ego death feels so threatening, the phases of ego dissolution, real stories and signs of awakening, and how to move through the threshold without losing your mind. Let's begin. The ego isn't evil. It's not your enemy. It's your survival mechanism, a psychological identity constructed to help you function within this world. The ego says, I am this body. These are my beliefs. That is my enemy. This is my value. It's the suit you wear to play the human game. But the problem comes when you forget it's just a suit. You begin to believe the suit is who you truly are. From childhood, the ego is stitched together by praise and punishment, cultural norms, parental approval, trauma and rejection, social roles and comparisons. The ego becomes your internal narrator. It tells you how to behave, who to please, and what to avoid. But this voice, it isn't your essence. If you've ever felt like your world was falling apart and you couldn't hold on to your old identity anymore, that might have been the beginning of ego death. Why does it feel so terrifying? Because the ego confuses its dissolution with your own death. To the ego, letting go of control equals annihilation. Surrendering identity equals extinction. Losing the narrative equals chaos. But here's the paradox. The one who is afraid of dying is the one that must dissolve. Just like a dream character vanishes when the dream ends, the ego fears waking up. But your soul, the conscious witness, it remains. Here are some common signs that you're experiencing ego dissolution. Number 1. Loss of interest in your old roles. Your job, name, or status no longer define you. Number 2. Crisis of meaning. What once mattered now feels empty. Number 3. Feeling like a stranger in your own life. Even your thoughts feel unfamiliar. Number 4. Moments of deep stillness or peace. Silence feels more true than words. And number 5. Fear, disorientation, or even grief. You're grieving the you that never was. But beneath the discomfort, something miraculous stirs. A deep knowing that you are not your story. You are not your mind. You are not your pain. You are the awareness itself. After the ego collapses, many experience the void. It's a liminal space. No identity, no direction, no ground beneath you. It can feel like floating in space, emotionally flat or surreal, peaceful but unsettling. This phase is crucial, because in the silence of the void, the real you begins to emerge, not as a mask, but as a presence, a field, a loving awareness that simply watches. This is the fertile soil of awakening. But most people run from it. They try to rebuild the ego with spiritual titles, identities, or roles. But true awakening is about staying in the unknown long enough to realize you've never been the one you thought you were. You've always been the one watching. Let's bring this home with a few real-life examples. The mystic. A woman in a dark night of the soul, having lost her career and relationship, realizes that what's left, presence, is more real than what was lost. The psychedelic seeker. A man on ayahuasca sees himself die, only to discover pure white light where identity used to be. The meditator. A young monk sits in retreat, and one day, the thoughts stop. What's left is not silence, but a glowing, compassionate void. In all cases, the self died, but the being remained. You don't need to force ego death. Life will bring it on its own. But when it does, here's how to move with it, not against it. Number 1. Witness. Don't resist. Let the old self unravel without clinging. Number 2. Breathe deeply. Your breath is the bridge to the soul. Number 3. Name the fear gently. This is ego unraveling, not me dying. Number 4. Stay grounded. Walk, journal, rest. Ego death doesn't mean spiritual bypass. And number 5. Remember who watches. You are the field of awareness, not the identity collapsing within it. Let go, but don't abandon yourself. There's a difference. So what arises once the ego dissolves? Not another mask, not a new belief system. What arises is a spacious presence that listens more than it speaks, loves without needing control, acts without seeking approval, rests in truth instead of grasping for meaning. This is not the creation of a better self. This is the recognition that you are the self beyond self. The ancient Upanishads said, Tat Vam Asi, you are that. That still, eternal, witnessing presence. That unnameable awareness through which all forms arise and pass. You are that. When the false self dissolves, it can feel like madness. But stay with it, because on the other side, there is peace so deep it doesn't need explanation. You don't become enlightened, you remember what you were before the mask. So today, let go of something, a belief, a title, a mask, and just breathe. Because who you truly are was never born and will never die. If your soul stirred while watching this, don't walk away in silence. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this light with someone who's still in the dark. And let me know in the comments below, what illusion are you ready to let dissolve? Every word you leave is sacred. I read them all. And remember, awakening is not the becoming of something new, but the remembering of what has always been. Thank you for watching. Until next time.